Yeah, and the ideal outcome through all this is, you start playing with trial reels, you have fun, you just show up and you say your shit, right? You experiment and you play, you let the words flow out, and you do multiple reels throughout the day, especially in the first month. Then you start gaining traction, you start getting followers, and people start loving and trusting you, and you start loving and trusting yourself more as well, right? Eventually, they love you so much that they want to work more closely with you. Then they start messaging you for one-on-one sessions, or they book through your link in bio, and then boom, you have clients, you have impact, you have love, you have community, you have connection, right? And then eventually, you might make courses or webinars or books and stuff. Just sharing your knowledge, your expertise, your love into this world while being very happy and joyful yourself. And yeah, and then you might also have haters come in, and like there's a lot to do. I know it depends how high you want to rise, right? But the bigger the light, the bigger the shadow as well. So you will need to learn eventually to deal with haters and the fame, and how to handle the attention as well. And I might write a chapter or do a new video about that in the future. But that's also part of the journey, where regardless of what happens externally, no matter what people say, you are so sure in yourself and what you're doing that you're not shaken by it. You can brave the storm of haters and negative comments. And it's like through that process, you also learn to be more you, actually. Like this whole thing, like I said, it's half of it is you helping people, impacting the world, but the other half is literally developing you into the diamond version of you, right? And then the haters and all the things that could happen in this journey is the pressure that makes the carbon into diamond, right? So yeah, if you want to go on this journey, then that might happen. Well, no, it will happen. But if you don't, for example, like you can also just make a decent living with a couple of thousand followers as well. You don't need to go to star levels of fame to do this thing. Like if you just want to have a decent following, you're helping people, and you're making enough money just to survive and live your life, then that's also fine. But I feel like, yeah, I mean, I guess everyone's has different levels of fame that is the most aligned to who they really are, right? Like I feel like Lady Gaga would feel inappropriate for Lady Gaga to not be that famous, because I feel like she's designed for that level of starship, right? Of stardom. But maybe you're not. Maybe you're designed just for a little bit, but that little bit is enough to impact the people that you need to impact in this life, in your life on this earth, right? So I suppose as long as you reach the level that you need to reach for the purposes of serving your dharma or your purpose or your calling into this world, then it's enough. Yeah, and I also put in some more practical things, like how do you start, if people want to book, what do they use, what can you use to book a time? You can use Calendly, you can use cal.com, or you can use beacons.ai or Linktree for a link in the bio thing. You can use PayPal and Stripe to accept payment and stuff like that. But like I feel like all of these things you can just ask ChatGPT, and it'll be able to help you get you on your way. So I didn't include too much information on it, but if it is something that I feel like people need to learn, then I can also make a separate video and a chapter talking about it. But yeah, but basically it's like if you go through this process, you open your heart, you talk about things that genuinely are helpful to people, you get a following, and people start messaging you. It's like you're gonna figure out how to set up all the little logistical things of like, how do I take payment? How do I book a time? How do I blah, 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 right? All the little, little details that like you'll figure it out. I don't think it's a big deal, but the important thing is you understand yourself, you feel yourself, you love yourself, you accept yourself, and you back yourself, like you support yourself, and you show up as yourself, speaking about your shit, being real and being you. Like that is the 80% of the whole fucking process of your service, of your journey, of your dream, of trying to maybe do this thing on social media. Like that's the crux of it, right? If you can just master that and feel into that, then everything else will work out. But a lot of people, they focus on everything else but the core thing, like fuck her right in the pussy, right? It's like they're not fucking it in the puss, right? They're like teasing everything around it except just penetrating, just making love, right? Inserting their love into the thing, the vag, the vag of God, like the phallus of God into the vag of God. Well, actually, I would say like your gift and your expression is like the phallus, right? The energy that's sending into the world, and the womb, the divine womb, is the collective consciousness, or your followers or your clients that want to be penetrated by you through you sending your energetic peen. So this whole process is making sure you understand that you understand how to penetrate and show up and just present your truth into the world. And then when you have a rock hard phallic energy, then and you go into the consciousness, then people receive it really well and they like it. Then their ecstasy, orgasmic pleasure, boom, love, sex, clients, right? It's all this. It's the same thing. Everything is sexual. Life, it's energy, it's creation, right? So you just got to show up as your creative force into the world, and then everything will work out. Okay, so that's the course for now, I suppose. If you have questions, let me know, and then I might make other things. And yeah, I don't know how this is gonna go, but the ideal plan is, people come into this course, they watch the content, they get started, but then every week I'll have like a office hour or something, and people can show up into the course, into the call, I'll answer questions, and then yeah, maybe I'll have people come into the call with me, and then I'll do like live coaching one-on-one with people, like a hot seat coaching, maybe half an hour each or something, to help them figure out what to say and then help them speak it authentically, right? So then, because I think that's actually the most important part of this whole thing, and I feel like if I was a coach, that's the main thing I need to coach people on, is to helping them understand what they should talk about that's coming from their heart. Because sometimes you don't know, because you always think about it, right? You need an external perspective to know. And then two is how to actually talk in a way that, like, I help you activate I unlock your heart, so you learn to express through your heart, not through your head anymore, right? So if we can get those things through a live coaching, then I feel like that's where the weekly coaching calls would be really beneficial. So but also, of course, if you just keep doing it yourself, eventually you're going to figure it out. But yeah, I think, if you did a call with me, for example, I can just help you accelerate the process. Okay. Holy fuck, that was a lot. Thank you. I hope that's helpful. Yeah. Bye.